and welcome to Indian Express Opinion. Our top story today is about the unusual rainfall in Mumbai and its aftermath. Over 300 millimeters of rain have fallen in Mumbai over the last 24 hours, leading to huge traffic snarls and people stuck in their workplaces till the middle of the night, bringing back awful memories of the time in 2005 when Mumbai, India's financial capital, was brought to a standstill by heavy flooding. Over 1,000 millimeters of rain had fallen in Mumbai at the time. Has anything changed? I'm in conversation with Amitabh Sinha, a senior editor with the Indian Express newspaper, to find out more. Amitabh, tell me, what is so unusual about the rainfall in Mumbai over the last 24 hours?
Well, Mumbai did get very heavy rainfall on Tuesday. It was the amount of rainfall was much more than what is expected on any given day in the month of August. So the event was rare, even though Mumbai is quite used to heavy rainfall during the monsoon season, but this was slightly more than that. So it was unusual in that sense. But apart from that, there was nothing very special about the atmospheric conditions that led to this kind of rainfall. It was a result of low pressure area that developed a couple of days back, and these kind of low pressure areas are very common during the monsoon season. These are the ones which actually lead to rainfall in most parts of the country. So the heavy rainfalls in Mumbai on Tuesday were actually predicted, did not come as a surprise, even though the amount was something that was not entirely expected.
Amita, we've seen many cities this year experiencing very heavy rainfall. Besides Mumbai, there's Chandigarh, Guwahati, Bangalore. What's going on? What is so unusual about this rainfall this year?
Now, what we have seen this monsoon season is that the regional distribution of rainfall has been fairly even. Most parts of the country have had at least one very good spell of rainfall. What it means is that almost all the flood-prone areas in the country have been flooded for a few days because of good rainfall on some days of this season. This is what we have seen in Chandigarh, in Bangalore, in Guwahati, and now in Bombay. So it's more of a coincidence that all the flood-prone areas have got flooded in the same season. This is the kind of problem that cities in India have been facing. With the kind of rainfall that Bombay had on Tuesday, any city in the world would get inundated. The flooding was not a surprise, but once the rain stops, the waters need an exit route to move out of the city. Unfortunately, even for a city like Bombay, the drainage networks are not very good. And that is what leads to this kind of situation, people facing so many problems, and the entire city coming to a standstill. We saw a very similar situation in Chennai and in Srinagar a couple of years ago. So this is what civic authorities now need to deal with on a very urgent basis. Construction in low-lying areas, most of them unauthorized, choking of drains. Now, these are familiar issues in most of our cities. But as looking in the future, as we probably have to face more and more these kind of events of concentrated rainfall happening in very short time duration, I think cities will need to take very corrective steps very quickly.
Amitabh, is there a climate change angle to all this? Is there something that we are not seeing beyond this heavy precipitation?
Well, there's certainly a climate change angle to it, but only if you look at all these events together. Scientists are very cautious about linking any one event and attributing it to climate change. That's because it's very difficult to pinpoint or blame climate change for one particular event. But if you look at what is happening all around, we are seeing rainfall getting more and more concentrated over a period of very few days. And this concentration of rainfall is resulting to the kind of situations that we have seen in Bombay. So this kind of situation is more or less in line with what is being predicted to be happening because of climate change. So if we look at all these events together, not just Bombay, but if we look at extreme events, the frequency with which they are coming and hitting our cities, then certainly we can see that climate change dynamics are at play.
How would you compare the rains in the last 24 hours in Mumbai, over 300 millimeters, to the ones in 2005, when Mumbai was veritably swept away in a flood, when over 1,000 millimeters of rain had fallen over 24 hours?
Well, the comparison with 2005 can be made only in terms of the kind of inundation that Mumbai has faced again this year, and the kind of problems that people have had to face in the city. Life has been completely thrown out of gear, and there have been tremendous hardships. But here also, the scale is very different from what Mumbai experienced, 12 years ago in 2005. In terms of amount of rainfall, Tuesday produced only about 300 millimeters of rainfall, roughly around that figure. That is just about a third of what Mumbai had in 2005. So we are talking of very different scales. But yes, I mean, this kind of situation that we have seen in Mumbai does bring back memories of what happened on that fateful day in July 2005.